Hello.
Hello.
Welcome
back to our podcast called Difficult Dish, a podcast about different South Asian narratives. My name is mohuya. I'm your fellow co-host.
My name is mashnun. I'm your other co-host.
Yeah.
And today we have iced coffee.
Yeah. Today.
Fit breakdown. What you got on?
Hey.
Straight to it. You know, like I know y'all see it. If you're only listening and not watching, I feel so sorry for you because it's a special occasion going on. Please break it down.
So we are post collection launch on 11thave.com.
Oh my god.
And so I am wearing my official clothing from the collection that I've been hiding for I think like 7 months now.
She got it.
And if you guys were watching my YouTube videos, you could actually see it in the back of my videos. Even my TikToks, my Reels, whatever. It was always in the back of my videos. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you like really zoomed in, you would have seen a sneak peek.
But now it's not hidden no more.
Yeah. I'm wearing the Munpura set. It's based off of the Bengali movie Munpura. And you know, it's very like lily pad, lotus, freedom type of aesthetic. The movie is not really that, but the aesthetic of the photography and videography is that. And I'm wearing a little maroon set.
Wow.
What you got going on?
Wow. I mean, you know, I want to take
We're
y'all
doing a
back.
little throwback.
Take y'all back. You know, this is from the first collection. This is the Karam vest. Yeah. You know, a little flash shit. That's all.
Yeah, I like what you're wearing.
But yeah, you know, collection's out. We're recording this before it comes out, so hope it did well. I'm sure it's gonna do well. And yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited.
And if you guys couldn't tell, I can't move my neck right now. I have like the worst like crinky-dink in my neck right now.
Say that again?
Crinky-dink. A little crinky-dink. You know, like when you sleep wrong?
Yeah, it happens.
And so like
I sleep wrong all the time.
If you see me just like fixating on one spot in the ground, it's because I physically can't move my head.
She's like
or my eyes up.
The light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's life with you?
Yeah, cool. I mean, yeah, going to Florida. When y'all listen to this, I'm finna be in Florida.
Eid Mubarak.
Really. Shit.
Eid Mubarak.
It's Eid. Eid Mubarak. Does this come out on?
It comes out after Eid.
No, Eid is on Tuesday. No, Monday. No,
it's on Sunday or Monday.
Well, Eid Mubarak to all my Muslims and my non-Muslims. Eid Mubarak to everybody. I'm gonna be in Florida. I'm really excited for like the 105-degree weather.
Yeah,
ecstatic actually. You know, I really can't.
Aren't we all?
Yeah. So
it's
yeah,
so
you
funny
know,
because you still wear like hoodies and stuff even when it's so hot outside.
Yeah, you know.
And you keep making that mistake where you'll come home and there'll be like drenched like sweat.
Yeah. I mean, you know, it is what it is. I'm a hoodie boy at the end of the day. I have a special announcement. You know, I've been keeping it a secret. But I'm a part-time barista again, guys. I'm a part-time barista again. I started baristaing at a shop that's making coffee, if y'all don't know. And we're
back to his roots.
It's been a lot of fun. I can't lie. It's in the city. It's in Manhattan. I've always wanted to work at a coffee shop in Manhattan. It's been real nice. I'm not gonna lie. I've been enjoying it. Yeah, it's like I'll work like a full shift and I'll be like, damn, that was so fun.
Yeah.
And I don't remember the last time I worked a job and like
maybe we can like do a whole episode on just like the importance of doing like a job for just like, you know,
regular jobs, you know, normal people jobs,
but also like having a job that isn't necessarily your career, but it's like it brings you enjoyment.
Something that like you actually get excited for. Like I could literally work, maybe not from opening because that's like 6 a.m., but I could work like 9 to 9 or some shit and like actually just love it the entire time. Yeah. Feel me? So just
making coffee.
It's been a lot of fun. But yeah, what's up? What are we talking about today?
So we are talking about different pop culture moments today, right? Like Mashnun and I, sometimes when we have nothing to talk about, because, you know, we talk 24/7, he'll just be like, oh, anything in pop culture going on that you want to talk about? And so we'll just like, you know, for shits and giggles, just like go through it. Sometimes he'll just say like the most boring stuff. Like he'll talk to me about battle rap, about like the latest rapper stuff. Like I really don't care about that. But like I'll be
like these things are important to know.
It's
you know,
important
it's like
to know, to be a
because
part
like
of
if you
it.
go out with your friends, like that's probably what people are talking about. You know, where you're at or your friends and stuff. It's so important to like stay in tune. You know, so like I spend a lot of time on Twitter.com, X.com.
But the thing is, we're not like chronically online.
We're on like opposite sides.
No, not even that. Like we are on opposite sides of the algorithm, but also you know how people are so into it where like it becomes their entire personality, where they like feel like they're close to that person.
Yeah, like
celebrity.
parasocial.
Yeah, like parasocial relationships. Like we personally don't talk about like celebrity or like pop culture stuff to the extent of us, like it ruins our day. Can you imagine?
Like we
like,
have
damn, they got a divorce. Like, I'm gonna be upset now.
We have secret fandoms.
Yeah,
and
like
shit.
yeah. Can you imagine?
I used to be like that. Not gonna lie. Teen Wolf, when Teen Wolf was a
Teen
thing,
Wolf is
I was part of the
crazy.
Teen Wolf fandom. Not gonna lie.
Which
Yeah,
one-
when that
who
shit
were
ended,
you?
bro, I was distraught.
Who
I had
were
a
you?
terrible day. Huh?
Who are you?
What the hell was his
Sam?
name? The nerdy guy, the second character.
Who Styles?
Yes,
Yeah,
Styles.
Styles.
That boy Dylan
Dylan
O'Brien. Shout out that boy. We gonna
love
get you
a
on the
white boy.
podcast one day.
We love a good white boy.
We gonna get that on. That boy on the podcast.
Anyway, yeah, so we're not like chronically online where we have these parasocial relationships with these people. Like we can move on with life,
I am.
but we still like talking about it from time to time, you know. And you know, our episodes are usually very like serious on a specific topic where we're, you know, talking about this South Asian thing, this relationship, this like traumatic experience. Where sometimes we wanna just for shits and giggles, right?
Yeah,
Talk
hope,
about shits
hope
and
that's
giggles.
okay.
Yeah.
We'll resume with the serious brown people issue stuff.
Yeah,
later,
brown people
but
issue stuff.
This episode is not that, but
Yeah.
we do have one that is relates. But
Yeah.
it is.
Make sure if you are watching this, make sure to like and subscribe. If you are listening on Apple, Spotify, wherever you're listening, leave a rating because that helps a lot. A review if you really love us.
Yeah.
It really helps us be pushed into the algorithm of podcasts. And yeah, let's get started. You know,
Yeah.
what's the first thing you want to talk about?
Damn, I just had something to say, but I literally forgot.
Yeah,
That's
that's
crazy.
nothing
Okay.
new.
Okay,
Nothing
you
new.
want me to go first? You want me to go first?
I mean,
Okay, I'll go first. I mean, it's kind of dead now, but let's just brush over it. Drake or Kendrick? Drake
come
or Kendrick?
on. It is old now. I heard Drake like deleted everything. Oh,
I told.
Oh.
She's like, oh, I heard.
Oh, you
I
told-
literally told her last
you
week.
told-
It's so dumb.
I thought I heard of it too.
Yeah, but y'all don't know, Drake, Kendrick, two biggest rappers of today's generation. They got in a beef. It was crazy because it's the first rap beef that has the two biggest rappers
Yeah.
since like
Kanye.
Kanye.
Oh, I thought. It was
I mean, Kanye and Drake kind of. It wasn't like serious.
Uh-huh.
It was just like sneak diss and stuff.
Yeah.
But it was with Jay-Z and Nas in the early 2000s,
Mm.
and that's regarded as the greatest hip hop rivalry of all time because
Mhm.
they were the two biggest rappers at the time, right? And they went like serious.
Yeah.
And so when this happened, it was like, and there's like rap beefs all the time, right? But this is like the two biggest people, so it was super serious.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody thought Drake was gonna win, but Kendrick, it's scary. It's crazy because everybody thought Drake was gonna win because
Yeah.
he's the hit maker, right?
Yeah.
Makes the songs. But guess who made the hit?
Yeah.
Nobody.
But you
expected
know what?
that.
I feel like people wanted Drake to win because aesthetically he's like more popular. I feel like he's one. Both
He
of
is.
them are the top rappers, right? But
Right.
aesthetically, I feel like Drake has more like notoriety especially in this generation, in my opinion. Just because I feel like personally, I listened to Drake more growing up, but I feel like Drake has more like pretty boy type of rhymes or raps, whereas Kendrick had like the actual
It's serious.
serious stuff, like serious claims.
Yeah.
But also Drake tried like coming back at Kendrick with the last thing that he came out with, and it was just like
It's crazy because like it's all like
I feel like
it's all like psychological warfare.
But I
you
feel
know?
like
It's
why Drake essentially lost at the end of the day was because it wasn't up to par with Kendrick's raps, but also he brought up like assault that like Kendrick went through.
The reason why he lost and the reason why he just always keeps losing rap beefs is because people care so much about Drake's life to where when somebody attacks Drake, that gets highlighted.
Yeah.
But when Drake attacks anybody, no one cares as much about any other rapper than Drake.
Mm-hmm.
So he's saying serious shit about Kendrick that no one really cares about because Kendrick is just like always hidden, like in the shadows, like is out of the picture. Nobody cares, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But when Kendrick says some shit about Drake, everybody cares about what,
Yeah.
because he's in the limelight, you know? So
Yeah.
it's like he was kind of bound to lose because like if anything serious is said about Drake, people are just gonna like, shine on that.
Mhm.
And I think like my favorite part about the whole thing is like the hit song was Not Like Us. They're not like, right?
They're not like us.
And it's crazy because everybody talks shit about how Kendrick like is can't make a hit and it can't be like a pop star like
Yeah.
that. But he just dropped like the song of the summer, just out of, it's a rap beef, and it's like the song of like the year. Like it's already it's skyrocketed, and I think it shows that like, you know, these people that take like their art super seriously, like he's someone that like, you know, has like 5 years in between albums. Like he takes the art seriously, and it's always quality over quantity. But he could drop like a club banger like whenever he wants.
Why do you think Drake deleted everything?
Because he knows he lost, bro.
But I feel like it's more embarrassing to like understand that you lost.
Yeah, but I think it's kind of like it's gonna hurt in a week, but it'll help like alleviate the situation in the long run. Like people will forget about it quicker now that he's like trying to like wipe it clean. And like when you're wiping it clean, everybody, oh, you're wiping it clean.
Yeah.
But actually in a week or two, like it'll be, you know.
I don't know. I feel like my ego would be too big, and I'd keep it up.
Yeah, I mean, hey,
even if I lost.
That shit crazy though. Like cause like I don't even want to stick on this anymore. But like when Family Matters by Drake dropped, and then Kendrick, we were hanging out.
Yeah.
When Kendrick's new shit just dropped,
we were at a wedding. Do you remember that?
No, that's when the second one dropped.
When Kendrick dropped?
But so Drake dropped Family Matters, which was an amazing diss track. Yeah. And literally like 15 minutes later,
Kendrick dropped it was like right after one.
And it was the like the.
How's that even possible?
I mean, he had it ready.
Yeah, I guess.
You know, I guess like he just saw it and he was like, "Fuck it," like we just post it right now.
That's wild.
Yeah, shit crazy, man. Yeah.
That was a good one.
Yeah, shout out Drake.
That took up our whole lives.
Shout out Kendrick.
When that came out.
I'm a big Kendrick fan. I love Kendrick Lamar, man. Like, and he's like, he's been breaking so many of Drake's records, like with these records. Yeah. And
can I ask a favor before you continue? Can you put down the straw wrapper? Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. What's next?
Yeah. All right. No, that was a good one. Good starter, because I feel like that one was like pretty big. Like everyone knows about it. Right. I think.
Yeah.
Maybe besides like our moms. But now you know. Anyway, next one. Scandinavian aesthetic. Thoughts, okay? All right, so when I first saw a TikTok about this, I was in Florida, right?
Okay.
And right after I saw it, I wrote it down in my notes. Scandinavian aesthetic. Talk about it ASAP. Because when I was in Florida and I saw a TikTok video on this, I was literally flabbergasted, okay? So if you guys don't know what this is about, it's essentially this white woman, right? She pulls up pictures of white women wearing ornas or dupattas, some people call it. It's like, you know, the scarf that South Asian women wear, South Asian moms wear, and like us in general. And she's like, oh my god, what is this aesthetic called? It's so like classy. It's like the Scandinavian aesthetic. And it's literally like a white woman wearing a slip dress with an orna on top, right? And so Desi women were like stitching those videos, and they were just so flabbergasted because they're like, how dare this white woman call it Scandinavian aesthetic, but then also after getting called out that it's truly not the Scandinavian aesthetic, she still keeps up the video to like garner those likes and views and stuff. And it's just wild because like what really riled me up was that, you know, years ago, like imagine like our mom, if they're wearing a salar kameez with an orna and they walk into a store barely knowing English as well, right? And they're obviously like the forefront, they're the center of attention, but not in a good way, right? In a bad way.
Yeah.
Is there a reason why your mic is down there?
Sorry. I just felt the cough.
Okay.
Go ahead.
But anyway, imagine they walked in 25 years ago to a store wearing that clothing, right?
Yeah.
They would have gotten immediately stereotyped in the most negative way, right? They would have been seen as weak, Paris. Illiterate. What were you saying? Okay, anyway. Ugly, whatever. If I were that outfit to picture day in little old 4th grade, I would have felt
what would happen?
So ugly, right?
Damn.
Isn't that so sad?
Yeah.
Like you're supposed to feel so beautiful at that age, but because you're not fitting in with everyone because you look different, but then you come in with brown clothes. Like the last thing you want to wear is brown clothes, right?
Right.
And then now this white woman is like Scandinavian aesthetic.
Nah, but honestly, what if we're just being closed-minded?
What do you mean?
Like, what if we're just...
Is that a hot take? This is a hot take, right?
This is a hot... Like, what if we're just, like, we're not seeing the vision?
I don't understand.
Like, what if, like, the Scandinavians, like, really like, they really like that. Like,
you
they
want me to
really
kill
put
you?
it on. Like, you see how, like, your clothing is, like, Bengali embroidered?
Yeah.
Who's to say it's not Austrian? Who's to say that like this type of shit isn't going on? So it's like, you know, she is just she's using her reference point. Her reference point is, you know, Slovenia and Yugoslavia. You know, like what if they really get down like that? You know, I think we're being close. I think we gotta chill out with her. You know, I think she's really on. I think she's onto something.
I think that was a hot take, and you should say it in a way where people actually like don't use this as a clip and cancel you. Because I'm telling you right now that he's trying to make it sound like he's being serious, but he's like joking to the fullest extent. So please don't cancel him. But also at the end of the day, I get that other cultures have like similar takes on it, because like when people see my embroidery and my art, they're like, oh, it reminds me of like Dominican culture and like Mexican culture, because florals and like embroidery is very big in that, right? Put down the wrapper, please.
It's not that serious. You
keep holding it, but you keep like waving it. But anyway, like I see that there are similarities, but you also can't just switch one very obvious brown South Asian thing and just make it more attractive and beautiful and turn it into a European. Like, it's suddenly acceptable because it's Scandinavian, you know? So I love how, like, brown girls were using this, like, very funny take and, like, spinning it to their own thing. Like, they were wearing brown, like, full, you know, bridal attire, full, like, wedding attire. And they were like, oh, my God, look at my Scandinavian fit for this wedding.
Shout out to her. Shout out to her. She's really a trendsetter. Hey man, I'm not hating on her.
You're not hating on her?
She's probably, you know, she's good. I'm about to take some inspiration.
What inspiration are you taking?
Yeah, just to like do some more research and to realize that, you know, like, feel me, like maybe these
colonizer vibes.
Yeah, you know, like shout out my colonizers. Feel me? Anyway, yeah, good one. All right, I got one.
Yeah.
That is not pop culture, but I just think it's very interesting.
Oh, okay.
And we're not gonna stick on this too long because I'm not no expert at all.
We say that and then we stick on it for 20 minutes.
But have you heard the term squatter?
Yeah.
You know what a squatter is?
It's like when you inhabit a house that's not yours and then you're allowed to just live there.
Right. Yeah. But like, do you like understand like why that's a thing, and like, you know, like,
I don't think it should be a thing.
So let me break that, because I think squatters, because it's going on in like New York City a lot. Like there's news reports every other day.
What's the actual definition of a squatter?
So squatting is when someone lives in a house that no one is living in. That is owned by, it's owned by someone else. Yeah. Right. But it's like most of the time it's an abandoned home that nobody's living in anymore. So somebody comes and stays in the house, and after I think the amount of days or months is different for like different states, but maybe I think it's like 30 days. Like if they stay there for 30 days, they're able to make that like their mailing address, and they're able to stay there legally. And it's really interesting because, you know, it happens because these are a lot of abandoned homes. Like there was this situation in like upstate New York where there was this really nice neighborhood, right, that was made like 30 years ago. This person bought this house and lived in it for a little bit, and then like just abandoned it, left, moved to Europe, completely forgot about the house, like whatever.
How do you just forget about a house?
They have money, like they own other homes in Europe and shit, whatever. Like rich people do that type of shit. Yeah. And so like this neighborhood is growing, and like this house is like deteriorating, like it's like withering away, and and it's making the neighborhood look bad. Imagine like a really nice neighborhood, there's one shitty ass house that like nobody's just staying in, right? Yeah. And like everybody's trying to get a hold of a homeowner, be like, yo, like sell this house please, like renovate this house. Like all the neighbors, like it's affecting the neighborhood because nobody wants to move into the neighborhood anymore. Yeah. And so like this guy who lives in the neighborhood, he sees this house and he starts renovating it himself. He tries to, you know, like do the right thing and contact the owner and everything. He can't get a hold of them. Went through like the legal way to get a hold of them. He's like, whatever, I'm gonna just start repairing it myself. So he starts repairing it, blah, blah, spends however much of his own money, like years of just like renovating the house. It's a beautiful house, like fixes everything. And then he starts living in it. Like he starts like,
this is a real situation.
Yeah. And so like he starts treating the house as his own, because he's like, yo, I've tried to find the owner, like nobody knows where the owner of this house is. Like they have like the name and the number and like everything legally, like through like the courthouse, but like nobody can get a hold of this guy. Right. So whatever, he takes over this house, and then like 10-15 years later the actual homeowner comes. And the homeowner comes, and now his home is like 10 times multiplied in value or whatever, and he's like, oh, like this is my house. And then the guy who's living there is like, oh, who the hell are you? Like, and so like in this situation, he's technically.
But I feel like that's a situation that's a lot better than what I've actually heard.
but that's kind of like the same like process that it follows. It's like a home gets so it's like a home gets abandoned. Is it just yours forever? Like, and like if you buy a home like 50 years ago and like today it's literally withered away, but like that actual plot of land or like that infrastructure is 10 times its multiple, but you've done absolutely nothing, and like other people are living in it and other people are taking care of it and like other people are like making the neighborhood better. Who are you to say like that's still your house, you know?
At the
So
end
it's
of the
like,
day, you still paid for it. It's still yours,
But-
technically.
but a house is not just buying it. You have to maintain it. Like you have to that's part of like the legal agreement of purchasing a house, is like you have to maintain the house. You can't let your house completely wither away, you know? Then like that's just not allowed, you know? Like when you sign up to buy a house, you're not allowed to do that.
Yeah.
So I just think it's really interesting, and it's happening a lot in New York because like people will buy a house, they'll leave and whatever, and somebody will take over their house. And so like I gave a good example, but a majority of them are probably bad examples where it's like, you know, homeless people or whoever it is like are staying in a home for 30 days, and like once they stay in a home for 30 days, imagine coming home and there's someone in your house and like legally
they're not allowed to be kicked out.
Exactly.
It's wild.
It's fucking crazy.
I know.
So yeah,
I've seen I think it happened nearby in Forest Hills where this woman like came home and there's just like a random person living there, and then they're just there.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
hello?
and like, and it's like,
how'd they
it's
get
like
in?
they have their mail being shipped to like that address, and
Yeah.
like they're looking at the actual homeowner and be like, yeah, you can't do anything.
And like
and
you
it's
can't
like-
even take them to court.
You can't like assault them. You can't goddamn shoot them. Like this,
Yeah.
all, like none of that
It's
shit is allowed. So
wild.
it's like, what do you do? And you go to the courthouse, and they're like, yeah, like he's allowed to do. And it's like, what do you do?
remember?
It's
Do
just
you
crazy.
remember in your old apartment in Orlando?
Oh my god.
Yo,
Oh my god.
So after he moved out of his old apartment in Orlando, right? He was scrolling through TikTok. Do you want to say the story? This is your story.
Yeah, I mean, I used to live in this apartment complex in downtown Orlando. Very nice complex. You know, there's lots of layers of security. There's like the gate to get into the building.
Yeah.
There's you have to scan to get into the building. You have to scan to get on the elevator, and you have to scan to enter the apartment. Right. So 3
Yeah.
layers of security. Is fucking crazy.
Right.
So after I move out, I move back home on TikTok one day, and I see a video of this homeless person who has entered an apartment unit in downtown Orlando, and I'm looking at the hallway, and I'm like, no way, that's literally my old apartment complex.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at this video, and it went super viral. It's like this homeless person entered this apartment, and like it was on the floor under me. Like I know where it was. Like
Yeah.
I've walked there. This homeless person entered the apartment complex and just like made themselves food, did their laundry in like the shower, like took a shower, like had all their shit just spread out, like turned the place upside down, was just chilling there. And the actual homeowner or the apartment owner came back and like she saw and she like screamed and like immediately like, ran down, like called the police or whatever.
Right.
But
Because wasn't the homeless person, or was she even homeless, or was she like
yeah, she was homeless.
just on drugs or something? But anyway,
I know, I don't.
Okay, but anyway,
I don't
whatever.
think so.
She doesn't belong.
But
in
it's
the home.
like I guess.
She was just in the bathtub, just like.
But my
taking
thing
a
is like,
bath.
how'd she get there, bro? There's 3 layers
Yeah.
of like, so she just had to like had someone had to hold the door open for her or some
yeah,
shit.
and
And
probably
like,
her apartment was unlocked.
yeah.
That's
That's
just
crazy,
wild.
man.
I feel like
That's
at that
crazy.
point, like, would you even want to live there anymore if you had
No,
that
man,
violation?
no. Yeah, yo, that's
It's
crazy.
just too much.
Yeah, and like the area was a good area. There was just a lot of homeless people around, which is
Yeah.
fine. It's like downtown Orlando, but it's like
yeah.
I never would expect some shit like that to happen, man. But yeah,
Yeah.
like shout out my squatters. If you're listening, you're a squatter.
You're
Keep
a
doing
squatter
if you
yourself.
have good intention and like if like the actual homeowner is like a piece of shit, like do your thing. Like I support you, but it's like if you're just taking up
See,
space.
these
for
are
no
real
reason-
hot takes of the generation.
if you're like actually like ruining someone's life, like don't do that.
Yeah.
You know.
And I hope you know that, like, a lot of the things we say, please take it with a grain of salt and don't take it seriously.
Nah, take all my words seriously. Why do you have to? Why do you have to?
All right. So, next one. I love how you say, oh, we're not going to, like, talk about this for too long. It's the
Yeah, my
longest
fault, my
segment of
fault.
the episode.
God.
Anyway, the next one. You heard of the Monet and
No.
Jalen beef?
No, I haven't. Break it down.
You have, but anyway.
Yeah, she told me. Break it down.
Actually, but you knew about it before.
A little bit.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Monet McMichael, she's this beauty/lifestyle influencer that I follow. I really love her. She's 24 years old. She lives in Jersey, and she is dating a man named Jalen Noble, and he's 31 years old. He was on Love Island before, and he's also on the internet. He's an influencer, and he makes a lot of videos on just like what he learned in therapy, being a soft boy. He makes like flower bouquets and stuff. So his content is like the opposite of like toxic masculinity. He kind of gives me like, I'm not like the other guys type of content, but not in a bad way. I wouldn't say that like I'm cringe, like I'm feeling cringy when I'm looking at his content, right? So anyway, they're in like a pretty happy relationship. Obviously, social media, you see a tiny snippet, but from what I've seen and what everyone else has seen, it seems very healthy and happy, and it seems like, you know, they're like a good couple together, right?
Right.
So there's been this podcast clip that's been going around that a lot of people are mad at, where Jalen is on this episode with this guy, and they're talking about some of the pressures that guys sometimes have where they're expected to be like the provider. And in this clip that people are mad at, he's saying like, oh, a relationship should be 50-50, and he's just saying how, you know, he's upset with this like narrative that guys should be the ones to like provide the monetary, you know, contribution
Contribution.
You know, the finances, the emotional side, the physical, whatever it is, like everything, right? And a lot of people were mad about this. From what I've seen in the comments under all these videos, is that, oh my god, like he is kind of keeping track of all the things that he's giving Monet or in a relationship, and he is just like using Monet for her finances because Monet is very successful. It seems like she makes a lot more money than him because, you know, she's just out there. And, you know, people are just upset because they're like, oh, a guy should be providing everything. Why is he mad about it? Why is he talking about it? And so people are just like writing provider in Monet's comments. They're just like trolling this whole thing, and they're basically saying like, oh, they're not gonna last. Like, I feel bad for Monet for being in a relationship with a man that like isn't like doesn't want to provide anything and is keeping count, like blah blah blah. But like, I have thoughts on this because like,
yeah, what is it?
So my thing is, like, me and you kind of talked about this already. I feel like a lot of people misconstrued that clip, and
facts.
You know, the internet is the internet. They're gonna see something, they're gonna follow the hate train, and they're just gonna go on that train, and then they're gonna be fine the next day, right? Like nothing happened, which is really annoying, right? I get it. If you put your relationship on the social media, you're gonna get unwarranted advice and topics and whatever. Like, that's why me and you don't really put our relationship out like that. Obviously, we have a podcast, but, you know, people are gonna say whatever. But what I think Jalen meant, which I think is 100% true, again, the clip is a small clip that people are gonna misconstrue, is that it's true that men have a lot of things on their shoulders, right? A lot of women, or not a lot, many women want a man that can financially support them, sustain them, right? Which I completely understand. But also there are women in relationships that want to work, that want to also give back to their man and appreciate them, and they don't want their man to 100% spoil them, right? But there are also other women that don't want to do anything in the relationship monetarily, basically. If they give birth to their child, her contribution is taking care of that child, and the man provides monetary and everything else, right? Which is also fine. But I feel like at the end of the day, those women can't hate on the other women that want to work, that want to also spoil their man, that want to also like provide for them, right? Because like, to each their own. And, you know, it's true that in this day and age, we're still not in the era of men 100% putting their mental health to the forefront, because they're going to get made fun of. They're going to be called weak, and they have things on their shoulders that they can't really like let go of, right? And I think we are still expecting to see men to be like perfect, you know? Obviously, women also have like their societal expectations and things like that. And so I understand when he said that like, oh, a woman's only gonna like a man if he can provide, you know? Like, he has other attributes that should also be taken into account. So I don't know. That's my take on it. Like, I feel like they got so much hate for nothing. Obviously, in a relationship, it doesn't necessarily always have to be 50-50, because there are days where I'm like going through it. You give me 80, I give you 20 that day, right? There are some days where if I don't want to buy something, or I can't afford something and I really want it, or like rent, I can't pay it, you're going to pay it, right? I'm not going to expect like I go 50, you go 50 on the rent all the time. It's just like what your communication level is in that relationship. It's like all up to you. But I don't think that it should be like hated on, whatever your level of comfort is, you know?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
Yeah, you stop.
What's the guy's perspective on this?
I mean, there's I think like my main thing is like men know their responsibilities. Like they know what their duties are
Yeah.
and they're going to fulfill them.
Fulfill.
Like why she on my ass like that? But they're allowed to complain. They're allowed to like like if I have $1 million in bills a month, I'm going to pay them, but I'm allowed to complain about it.
Right.
You know, so I think that's just kind of what he was doing.
Yeah.
You know, it's like he's saying like, hey, paying 100% for myself and for my partner is a lot of work, and it gets very stressful sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna do it because I still have the ambition of like providing for my partner or whatever. I forgot what he like specifically what he said in the clip, but I think the energy I got from him was like, yo, like I know that like as a man like this is what I have to do, but like I'm not gonna lie and say like it isn't stressful or like it doesn't like weigh on my shoulders like that. It is stressful. Like we're like providing for myself is and for myself and for my family is hard enough. Yeah. I gotta provide for like my partner who like costs a lot more, like respectfully like costs a lot more than like I would do for myself, you know. So it's like that's kind of like the energy that I got. And I think when it comes to like you know, we talked about this, I think every man has the drive and ambition to provide 100% for their partner, but obviously not all men are capable of. But I think all men should have the goal of doing that, you know. I think when it comes to like a man's partner having a kid, I think that's a situation where like he should definitely provide 100%, unless like the woman does like social media work or something, can just like be in bed, but like for the most part like don't worry about it kind of thing. But I think like in like everyday living, if we're like just in a relationship trying to grow together, like yeah, things are going to be 50-50 or things are going to be 60-40 or 70-30 or whatever it is, because like realistically most men in like their mid to the late 20s are not millionaires, are not making $400,000-$500,000 a year to like provide a healthy relationship for like him and his partner, but like every man should hope to. And I think on the other side, women should see that. You know, we've talked about this. I think the downfall of women is that they just don't have their eyes open to a lot of things that their man is doing for them in the relationship. You know, I
mean it's vice versa as well.
Yeah, but specifically, like,
but I'm saying like specifically men don't get the voice or like the encouragement to talk about it, whereas I feel like women have the openness to talk about like, oh, I do this, it gets underappreciated sometimes, whereas when men like you or Jalen like talk about something like that, it gets seen as like the most negative thing, even though you're just kind of like venting and like talking about, oh, I did this, or like not even trying to get appreciation for what you've done as a man, but just like oh yeah, like this is kind of my responsibility sometimes, it's hard sometimes, and just like having a space to talk about it. Like but I don't know, men
don't want to complain to like their woman about
that's what I'm saying
problems.
But
men
it's like
complain to like their friend or like their boys about it, be like, yo, like I'm doing all this for her, and like she doesn't blah blah blah. But like she doesn't a man doesn't want to like talk to like his woman and be like, yo, I feel like I'm doing all this for you. You know, because like that's just not like the energy that like you want to give, you know. So I think I think those are my thoughts. I think what he said was very misconstrued.
And I think on top of that, like Jalen makes content about, you know, being like soft boy aesthetic, like he goes to the gym sometimes in like unconventional clothing, or like he's a light-skinned black boy, right? And he like tries to deconstruct that toxic masculinity take on it. But now since this clip went out, people are like looking at all the things that he's done and like, oh yeah, like since he puts on nail polish sometimes, since he is soft boy aesthetic, like I knew this was coming from him.
Yeah, man, women are the biggest man haters, bro. Like I feel like women will put it on like a man and be like, oh, like men hate men, or which is like, yeah, true, like we're generalizing, but I think like a lot of the time it's like women are the one that are calling men gay for painting their nails or, you know, dressing a little flamboyantly. Obviously
I don't know about that. I feel like men are the ones.
I definitely think more women will hate on a man being,
I feel like,
flamboyant than men will.
I feel like the 100%. Women that were commenting positive things when he was doing that and he wasn't getting hated on are the same women now hating on him for doing those things.
Nah, I don't think so.
Really?
Nah, I don't think so. I think and I don't know. I think just because a guy is posting that type of shit does not mean that they're any less of a man.
Yeah,
like
that's what I'm saying.
the traditional
like, you
duties
can't
of
use
a
that
man.
against someone.
But I think I think it's the women that are highlighting that. Obviously, men, like, we're generalizing, whatever.
Yeah.
But
I mean, the hate comments that I've seen on this situation are from women mostly.
Yeah.
Men are the ones kind of like, oh,
like
I
hearing
understand
him
what
out,
he's
be like,
saying.
yo, like
Yeah.
he has a point, bro.
Yeah.
Like no man should be embarrassed to say like, hey, it's hard paying for all of this stuff,
Right.
you know. But
and
like,
also at the end of the day, he's not paying for everything for her. Like, she's successful, she's making her
we
own
also
money.
don't know that, you know.
Yeah, that's true. But like,
we don't know
I've
that.
seen videos where like she spoils him and things like that, and vice versa. But I'm saying, I guess the idea that men are only valuable if they can pay for everything is what he's venting about, you know.
I think he has a point to that.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. He does.
Yeah.
Hot take, he does.
No,
you know?
like,
I
you
mean,
know,
hot take for a lot of haters.
You know, I think a man's value is based. You know, this is very like manosphere take. But I don't even mean it like that. But I think a man's value is based on like the work that he's done and
Yeah.
like what he's able to provide. Like,
and it's so
simply put.
crazy because I saw this one video by this pretty well-known woman. I forgot her name, but she's the one that does Sprinkle Sprinkle. And she was basically talking back to his response, and she was like, yeah, a woman should only be with someone that can 100% provide. A woman shouldn't be with a dusty man. And I get that to an extent. Like, obviously you don't want to be with a bum. You want to be with someone that has ambition and like passion and is willing to work hard to provide. But you shouldn't look at a man just for 100% his money.
Right.
You know? I don't know. That's my hot take. As like a woman, I'm saying that.
Yeah,
you know?
you know, like you said in the beginning, like there are all types of women. There are the women that, like you, that even if I made $1 billion, like you would still want to make your own money because you want to give your money to your family, or you want to buy yourself things. You want to know that, you know, if anything were to ever happen, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
You'll be more than fine.
My mom always tells me to have like my own feet on the
My
ground
mom too.
before
My mom always
depending.
told that to my sister.
Mhm.
And I think many South Asian women should also listen to that. But
Yeah.
on the other side, I completely understand. Like a woman that just wants to be a mother to her kid, or not even want to be a mother, just wants to be a woman and wants to be a wife or whatever it is. I understand that too. But the main thing we're saying, I think, is like stop hating on the men for like complaining about how much how stressful it gets sometimes, because like they're allowed to do that.
Yeah,
you know?
good one, Jit. Good one.
Okay.
All right, next one.
We're kind of we're 40 minutes in. All right, I got a funny one, and they're both kind of funny.
All right, just say it.
I'll just name them. We could do either one. Actually no, that's too much work.
What the hell's wrong with you?
The first, all right. Everyone is a goddamn DJ nowadays.
Hey,
Everyone is a DJ.
I'm
Have you
looking
not
for
seen?
a man in finance. 6'4".
Have you not seen this? Everybody
eyes?
is fucking DJing.
What do you mean?
Like, if
Don't you want to be a DJ? That's crazy.
No, but I think the bigger conversation I want to talk about when it comes to this is like,
You're just mad everyone did it before you.
no, like not even highlighting like the DJing thing is like, like the contagion of TikTok is like, there will be a trend that comes out and like everybody will like flock to that trend.
Yeah, I agree.
And everybody, it's like when it comes to like fashion, like I'm on
Micro
like
trends.
I'm on like men's fashion TikTok,
Yeah.
right? So there
Did
are
you
like,
hear about the Starboy trend?
yeah, or whatever. But it's like shit like Tim's.
Yeah.
Tim's got stupid popular last year because like a bunch of white boys in Williamsburg started wearing Tim's.
Yeah.
And then they got dumb popular, and just like the fit of like baggy jeans and Tim's and like cropped hoodies and like what. And it's like, so it's like the thing I want to say is like, I feel like there will be something that gets popular on TikTok and everybody flocks to it, and like the people that are flocking to it all feel like they are like different when
But
it's like
also,
everybody's following a trend.
But also, can you hate on someone for trying to explore their passions?
Yes, because it's yes I can, because on one end it's like, do whatever fuck you want, I don't care, but at the same time I'm gonna
He
hate on
cares
you.
the most.
I'm gonna hate on you because
I'ma
because
hate
it's like
you.
these people.
Crazy.
It's like if you're admitted, be like, yo, like I like this because like it's fly right now, whatever. That's fine. But it's like it's the people that are like, yeah, I'm different, or like, yeah,
I think what
I'm
irks
unique.
me,
I
think what irks
I'm
me
a real fat.
is when people make micro trends their whole personality, and I feel like that prevents them from actually honing in on their personal style or their personal like hobbies, because they keep switching back and
Like,
forth from different ones.
Have you seen the types of TikToks where it's like someone will be like, oh, like my style evolution from like 2017.
Yeah.
I see these for guys all the time, and it's like every single year it's just what the style was that year. Like there's no evolution to you. It's just in 2017 you're wearing what everybody's wearing. 2017. 2018 you're wearing what everybody's wearing. So it's like I hate those types of videos because it's like, yo, like you are nobody. You're like doing the same shit everybody does.
I think these micro trends are made constantly, like every few weeks now, to make you keep switching up, to make it feel like you're like rare, exclusive.
Yeah, but it's like
you're turning into everyone else because you were following.
And my thing
trends.
is like you just get it from someone else, and like inspiration's fine, but it's like a complete like copy of like what is popular. You know? So like I bring it back to the DJs of all like everybody's DJs, because every goddamn white boy named Ethan is like mixing techno music and playing house music, and like their music is so fucking
how
disgusting.
Deep is your love?
And it's just shit like that. And it gets so annoying. And like I like DJing because I was inspired when I actually went to Colombia and I heard how reggaeton is played at clubs, and that just inspired me, because I want to start like playing like Latin music, right? But like I feel like I didn't get that from online. I got that from actually going and like seeing how that shit is played. But I feel like there's the trend of like everybody trying to play like house. Like I used to love house music, but now every goddamn word plays house.
Yeah,
it's so fucking. It's so. I'm a hater. Like at heart, I'm like a real big hater. Like
this episode is just him being a hater.
So yeah, man.
You wanted to vent.
Do your own, do whatever you want, I guess, but like keep it from me. I don't know. Don't let me find out you're
your son,
you're a house music DJ.
Daughter. All right, I want to finish off with one last one. I'm speaking of trends. You know how there's like like the soft boy trend,
okay,
lover boy trend,
right?
Where boys like they look like a lover boy, so they're like, oh, he's a lover boy. There's a new one.
What is it?
Hot rodent men.
What the hell is
So
that?
I didn't know about
My
this
fault,
either,
guys.
right?
That's me.
And I just learned about it. And apparently hot rodent men, these are their characteristics. Angular features and bodies. Not conventionally handsome, which makes them even hotter. They convey the opposite of toxic masculinity. They publicly show love to their partners, but in a slightly weird but hot way. What does that mean? Okay.
That shit is so funny.
So people that fall under this, because this became more popular after the Challengers movie came out with Zendaya, and so the men in this is like Mike Feist, Josh O'Connor, they're the male leads from the Challengers, and Barry Keoghan, do you know him?
No.
Sabrina Carpenter's boyfriend.
I don't care. Like at the end of the day.
But anyway. But can you imagine you're just like a celebrity, just like, walking down the street and you see a headline where you're characterized as a hot rodent man?
That's kind of crazy. You think I fall into that? Like,
yeah. I'm kidding. But it's just like the same thing you said. Why are there names for every single thing now? But also names that don't even correlate.
Yeah.
Because lover boy, soft boy is cute. What the hell's a hot rodent man?
I mean, I kind of see it. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
right.
Like whoever thinks of these, they're a little witty. Cause
do
like,
you think that it's like a full-time job? Like they're just behind their desk, like
I don't know, bro. But
away.
they on to some. I kind of see the video. I'm thinking about like some hot rodent man right now.
Who?
I'm not gonna name drop
Who are
them like
some?
that. Just like friends of mine and shit that probably fall into that category. I was like, call them hot rodents. Nah, I mean, like everybody got their own, taste and flavor and men, and like everybody deserves, their chance. And I think that's the beautiful thing about life. I think that's the beautiful thing, because like everybody has a type, and like no matter who you are, there's someone that out there that is
I feel
probably
like
into
TikTok
you.
really rots your brain because
Oh,
you know
yeah.
those people where you know those like videos that you see where it's like a role play and a girl is talking just in TikTok terms.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
like, oh slay, like you're a hot rodent man.
Yeah,
Like,
you.
no, I don't talk like that, bro. Come on. What would
Uh,
you describe your style as
Fly.
in current? Come on, in
Fly.
current trend. Well,
Honestly, I don't know.
I think,
I think
you're a
it's
star
like
boy.
I think. What?
You're a Starboy trend aesthetic.
Isn't Starboy just like
Starboy
like-
is hat, baggy pants, oversized like t-shirts and stuff.
okay? But
Sneakers.
please.
Why are
make
you
it,
mad?
Please make it clear that like I've been dressing like this since I was like 14. Like I'm not like I didn't just get this. You know.
I understand that.
Like,
Did I ever say that you just
there's
started?
a difference. There's a difference. That's like being like, oh my god, like Scandinavian aesthetic. It's like there's a difference. Like I've been doing this. You know,
Right.
like I've literally been like I'll pop up pictures like this is like my shit. Like you know how everybody's like posting on Instagram now.
What do you
God
mean?
God forbid y'all see my archives. I've really been posting fit pics since way back. Since way
Yeah, remember
I
we
know
had a
my
YouTube
history.
channel?
I know my history. Like I really know my
He had
history.
a fit channel.
That's also one thing that pisses me off. This whole thing.
What?
Going back to like just trends and whatever. This has nothing to do with what you said. Just like, do you think it's important to know history? Like,
yeah.
if like you're into like, oh my god, I love jazz music,
Yeah.
but I only listen to this one shit, or like, oh my god, I love sneakers,
right.
but I don't know anything about Jordan. Like,
yeah.
or are we being
to have like
are we being annoying about it?
no, I think it's important to have an understanding of different types in that niche. Like
But
you can't be an expert on something if you don't have information around it.
Like, what are your thoughts on like like band T-shirts, like wearing like a Pink Floyd band T-shirt and go, oh, name a Pink Floyd song.
You do the same thing with your jerseys.
What are you talking about?
You have a
that's
baseball
for
jersey that you don't know anything
I
about.
like the city. I like the city.
It doesn't freaking matter.
Yeah, it does. I
No,
want
it
to wear a
doesn't.
random ass
People
city.
can wear
Okay.
band T-shirts even if they don't know the band. You do the same
All right,
thing.
but okay. So if you say that, then why are you saying earlier? You just said that you should know a
Okay,
little bit.
but I'm saying if you say you're a big fan of sneakers but you only know Jordans, that's different than you buying a shirt that you just like aesthetically but you not knowing what the band is on
Okay,
it.
true.
So?
True. No, yeah, you're right.
No, exactly. So why'd you try to come at me?
So like
Because
so
it's
you
so
don't
funny.
think we're being
This
like too
man,
annoying about
he
it?
wear
All
the
right.
hat that he's wearing right now, right?
I've been wanting an A's hat for so long.
No, I understand,
Like,
but you don't know the team.
It's Oakland A's.
Do you know anything about
None.
the team? Exactly.
It's from California.
Exactly.
I like the logo.
So you're a hater for nothing.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, I think the clothing that's not that serious. But yeah, like I think I know a little bit. That's all.
Yeah.
Like a little bit of history, like
Like
feel me?
music too.
Yeah, like, but I think at the same time, like a poppin' rapper right now, I don't think he has to know about a Tribe Called Quest or like if there's like a popular like 19, 20-year-old rapper, you're like, oh my god, I love rap music.
Hmm.
You're 20 years old, like you were
Like he's not gonna
you were
know,
born
like,
when
the OGs.
Jay-Z just put out like the Blueprint or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to know like back then.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of annoying, but it's like just know a little bit. That's all.
But anyway, any final thoughts?
Yeah, I got one more.
Oh.
Trump got convicted. He got guilty, 34 counts.
Isn't that real?
Did you see what it was?
What?
What it was of?
No.
I wrote it down.
You were all 34 counts down?
Trump found guilty on 34 counts in a scheme to illegally influence the 2016 election through a hush money payment to a porn star who said the two had, yeah. Yeah, that's
Right.
crazy. So basically,
Wasn't he married at that point?
Yeah, he got found guilty of paying hush money to a porn star to not talk about something and writing it off as like a tax write off or some
Right.
shit. So it's crazy. Out of like
That's
all things that he's found guilty of, it's like that shit. At least he got on something. He got caught on something. There are a lot of conspiracies going around or whatever, but yeah.
But the thing is, he's
it was
getting
rigged.
more popularity from this,
Yeah.
right? Like he's getting more votes
Literally.
from this.
I don't think people care. People know that like this is literally gonna make him more popular.
So the fact that he can be voted president as he's from jail or house arrest, whatever it is,
Yeah.
that's clearly unprecedented. I feel like people are just doing for shits and giggles now.
Yeah, it's
They're like, oh,
if,
let's see how this turns out.
if he goes to jail, but he's elected president, they're also sentencing him right before the Republican or the GOP debate with Joe Biden. So it's
Mm.
like he can't even. I think he can't
attend,
even
yeah.
attend, which is kind of sad because that shit would be so. I was so looking
We'd
forward to
watch
watching
it
that
just
shit.
for like
I would be watching
reality
that with
television.
popcorn and soda. I'd be so
Yeah.
excited. But yeah, yo, that shit. And it's like if he does get elected, don't quote me on this, but I think he can pardon himself, which is crazy because like this has never been done before. So like
Right.
people don't even know like the government doesn't even know what to do. Shit
Oh,
crazy, bro.
Trump.
What a time. What a
Oh,
time to be
Trump.
alive. That's all.
It's a good
Anyways,
time. Final thoughts.
yeah. Hope y'all like this.
Yeah. This is just us like going back and forth.
I don't know if this is gonna do well. I hope
Yeah.
it does. We'll do so many more of these if you're into this.
This is just us in our regular convos.
For me, yeah, because I
Yeah.
got a lot of like hatred in my heart that I gotta like spew out for me. So
You're just a born hater.
yeah,
But with love.
okay.
With love.
10-second
with
advice. 10-second advice.
With love. Okay. 10-second advice. I don't have one yet. Do you have one?
Next time you buy an iced coffee, just ask for less ice.
Bruh,
These coffee
that's not-
shops.
No, you get a better one. That was so bad.
What?
That was so bad.
What do
Have
you
a better one.
No,
No. No.
like this has never happened. She's
No,
never said
no.
no to my advice.
No. Because I withstand too much.
These are not as popular nowadays. They were really popular back in like 2018. Go to a local open mic. I know it's been a while. I know you listening. I know you haven't
Like
been
what,
to
poetry?
whatever it is. Like just no.
Comedy?
Most open mics are open to everything.
Oh,
Music,
really?
yeah.
Oh, I
Most.
didn't know that.
I mean, there are specified ones, but most are open to whatever. I
Okay.
know. I'm telling you, it's been a while since you've been to an open mic. I'm telling you, me too.
If you've never been,
Go to an open mic.
yeah.
Literally look up Orlando open mic wherever you're from. Des Moines, Idaho. Look up local open mic. Just go to one. It'll
It
be a
makes you
good
feel
time.
more
It'll be a good
inspired.
time. Yeah.
Yeah. Mine is when you buy jewelry, try to make sure that there's some sort of real. Because at the end of the day, fake jewelry, it tarnishes. The other day, my fingers were green. And it just makes you itch, right? It lasts longer if you buy, like, if you put a little bit more coin in the real jewelry.
What if I'm broke? I'm broke. None.
Don't buy jewelry.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Thank you guys so much.
emoji?
Drop me some goddamn some scarves
Scarves?
for the Scandinavian aesthetic.
Is there a scarf?
Shout out my
there's a scarf
Scandinavians
emoji.
or the Scandinavian flag. I don't know if they got a flag. I hope y'all got a flag.
All right.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the podcast. Please like the video, and we'll see you next week.
We love you. Bye.